Hey there, focused learners, and welcome to today's Explainer. I gotta tell you, I am absolutely pumped for this one because we are tackling something that feels, well, pretty monumental to a lot of people: the Japanese language. Think of this Explainer as your base camp before a really great mountain climb. We're gonna take all that complex, intimidating information out there about getting started with Japanese, and we're gonna turn it into a clear, structured, and totally stress-free path forward. So if you are starting from absolute zero today, you are in the exact right place.
So tell me if this sounds familiar. Have you ever really wanted to learn Japanese, but then you just completely froze? Like you had zero idea where to start. I want you to really think about that for a second. It is a perfectly normal feeling. The Japanese language is absolutely beautiful, but looking at it from the outside as a beginner, it can feel completely paralyzing. You're basically staring up at this massive new linguistic mountain, and without a guide, it's just completely overwhelming.
Okay, let's dive into this, because before we figure out the how of learning, we really need to acknowledge the why. Everyone's motivation for climbing this mountain is different, right? Maybe you love anime and manga and just want to understand it in its original form. Or perhaps you're dreaming of actually studying in Japan or looking for new career opportunities. Or maybe, it's just a personal hobby. Whatever your specific reason is, I want to reassure you right now, it is completely valid and it is the absolute perfect fuel for what we're going to do next. All right, here is our quick roadmap for today. Number 1, the Japanese learning maze. 2, what is the JLPT? 3, why take the test? 4, decoding the 5 levels. 5, is Japanese actually difficult? And 6, your N5 starting roadmap. Having this plan is going to transform that anxiety into pure action.
Section 1, the Japanese learning maze. You see, without a clear roadmap, learning Japanese can literally feel like wandering through an endless maze of characters and grammar. You might learn how to say hello, or maybe you memorize a couple of random symbols, but you're really just wandering in the weeds. It is a massive journey, and frankly, you just can't wing it. If you try to learn completely random topics, you are absolutely going to get lost. We need a structured path.
Section 2, what is the JLPT?
Now, what's really interesting about this is that the structured path already exists. It's called the JLPT, which stands for the Japanese Language Proficiency Test. It's designed specifically for non-native speakers. And listen, this isn't just some niche quiz. This is the most widely recognized Japanese language certification exam globally. Every single year, hundreds of thousands of learners from all around the world use this exact framework. It gives us that universal structure we desperately need.
Section 3, why take the test?
Let's break a very common myth right now. This test is absolutely not just for expats planning to pack up and move to Tokyo. Beyond moving to Japan, people prepare for the JLPT to understand anime, manga, and media without constantly relying on subtitles. They take it to massively improve their career prospects. But honestly, perhaps the most important reason for off today is that last point. It creates a structured study roadmap. Even if you're just learning as a hobby, having this clear goal is infinitely better than learning random topics with zero direction.
Section 4, decoding the 5 levels.
And this brilliantly illustrates the trick to the JLPT. But I need to warn you about the incredibly counterintuitive reverse numbering system here. You might logically think N1 is the starting line, but actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. N5 is the easiest beginner level, N4 is elementary, and 3 is intermediate, kind of your bridge to understanding TV and news. N2 is upper intermediate and super important for companies. And finally, N1 is the absolute hardest, representing advanced fluency. So for us, N5 is our base camp, and N1 is that distant summit. Since we are beginners, I want to focus your attention squarely on that N5 base camp. What does it actually take to conquer this easiest level? Well, the curriculum includes Hiragana and Katakana, which are basically your foundational Japanese writing systems, followed by basic kanji, basic grammar, everyday vocabulary, and simple conversations. If you pass N5, you won't just be passing a test. You'll actually be able to introduce yourself, read simple sentences, and genuinely understand beginner-level Japanese in the real world. Section 5. Is Japanese actually difficult? So, is learning Japanese actually difficult? It's the elephant in the room, right? It's probably the most universal beginner question out there, and the one our source material tackles head-on. And the answer is incredibly profound in its simplicity. It depends on how you learn it. I just love this quote. It's such a comforting philosophy from an encouraging guide, basically telling you that the language itself isn't an impossible wall. It is purely your approach that dictates the difficulty. So the crucial point is making sure we actually choose the right approach. You really have two options here. You could take the overwhelming way, trying to memorize everything at once, cramming, studying for exhausting long hours. Trust me, that is a guaranteed recipe for burnout. Or you can take the manageable way. This is a step-by-step progression. We're talking just 30 to 45 minutes of daily consistency. Breaking it down makes the impossible entirely manageable.
Section 6, your N5 starting roadmap.
Let's move to and see how this builds your actual marching orders. Step 1, master hiragana. Step 2, master katakana. And listen to me very carefully on this one. Strictly do not worry about grammar until you reach step 3. Okay? Once those alphabets are down, then step 3 is learning basic vocabulary and grammar together. Finally, step 4, practice daily reading and revision, even if it's just for a few short minutes. I want this number burned into your memory, 45. Remember, we are not asking you for a full-time job here, just 30 to 45 minutes every single day. That small, manageable window of focused time applied consistently is going to make a massive, massive difference as the weeks and months roll on. Because ultimately, as we are explicitly reminded with this golden rule from the source text, learning a language isn't about speed. It's about consistency. If you ever start feeling like you aren't moving fast enough, just remember that truth. Consistency is exactly how you conquer those language learning fears. Well, we've cleared the maze. We have our map. The roadmap is set, and the summit of N5 is waiting for you. The only thing left for you to do is to take that very first step. So, my question to you right now is, what will you learn in your first 30 minutes today? The clock starts now. Get to it.